everybody, it's Keren here from tuppencecoloured.co.uk, and I do thank you very much for joining me for today's card. If I open it up, inside I have a cheerful little snowman, and if I tap him, he wobbles around, and this kind of mechanism it's a very simple pop-up. Stay with me, I'll show you how it's made. Here are my supplies for today. My card base is going to be a piece of soft suede. I thought I'd have a bit of a change from Whisper White and Very Vanilla. So I've cut a 4-inch wide strip off the whole length of the A4. Now normally I trim it down a little bit so that it's a little bit shorter, but today I'm using the full length of the piece of A4, and you'll see why in a minute. I've got a little bit of Whisper White here. I'm actually going to need quite a bit more than this piece, so this is just kind of like a little sample to show you, but yes, I am going to be using quite a bit of Whisper White. The DSP I'm using is from the Tranquil Textures DSP, and that's what the other side looks like, but I thought this side was actually very pretty and quite wintry and snowy, so I'm going to use that. I'm going to use this die to cut my snowbank, and this is from In the Woods, and I'm going to have some snowflakes on here just because these dies are just absolutely so gorgeous, and they're not going to be around for a long time, so I'm making the most of them. And this set is called Snowfall. I'm going to be stamping using the... Am I live? Yes, I am. I'm going to use stamps from the Spirited Snowman set. I'm going to use Memento Tuxedo black ink and a little bit of soft sea foam for sponging. And I'm also going to be using my Dazzling Diamonds glitter. And to colour in the snowman, I'm going to use my Stampin' Blends. This is a card that has pop-up elements inside it, and to make sure that I've got enough room to close the card without cracking the spine, I'm going to create a little bit of a gusset in my card. So the way I'm doing that, I've just trimmed the tiniest amount off the end of this card, about a 1/16 of an inch, and I'm going to score it at 5 3/4 of an inch. And I'm going to rotate the card, and I'm going to score it at 5 3/4 of an inch again. And that creates just a little bit of a spine, and that will help me in so many ways when I come to put my card together. I want to make the DSP, I want my pattern paper to be slightly less blue, so I've got some soft seafoam ink here, and I've got one of my oval makeup brushes, which are what I'm experimenting with at the moment for laying down colour. And I'm just going to just sponge in over the edges here, just to make it slightly less obviously blue. And I'm going to carry on doing this, and then I'm going to cut another 2 pieces the same size. So this is 3 3/4 of an inch by 5 1/2, and then I will be ready to mount them onto my card. I'm going to use this sentiment on the front of the card, so I've set up my Stamparatus already, and I'm going to use my Memento Tuxedo black, and I'm happy with that, so I'm going to move on to the next step. I've cut some snowflakes out of the Whisper White card, and I want a flitted effect on them. I don't want them to be too glittery. So I've put a little bit of my liquid adhesive onto a paper plate, and I'm just scrunching up some cling film and just dabbing that lightly over my die cut snowflake and drop that into the glitter. And there you are, one lightly flitted snowflake. Now I'm going to stick some of my flitted snowflakes onto my this is going to be the front panel of my card, so now I'm going to stick some of my flitted snowflakes onto it. And I'm just going to put little dabs of glue dots just here and there. And I'm only going to use kind of half of this big one. I'm bringing my scissors and chop away the extra bits. Just like this. Turning my card over so that I can see where I'm cutting. And yeah, probably would have done better to let the glue finish setting before I started doing this, but it is what it is. We'll make it work. There we go. So we have a nice big one there, and we can also use that part of it along there. So it's a two for the price of one kind of deal, which we like. No, that way round, you fool. Oh dear. It's Sunday morning and my husband has just gone hairing off because he's got a bit of an emergency with his dad. Let's have the whole one of that one on there. There we go. Oops, let's tuck that end down a little bit better than that. And I don't know why I'm talking, because I'm almost certainly going to speed this bit up. There we go. Press those pieces down. Do I need any more? Am I going to keep these? Okay, so I think that's enough. So I'm going to glue this panel on to the front of the card. And I'm just making sure that I've got it the right way up, because I've already gone ahead and put some panels on the inside and done some stamping on there. So I really wouldn't want to be sticking this onto what's going to be the back of the card. Okay, right, so that's the front done. So now we need to work on the inside. I want to make the bits that make the pop-up action happen. So I've got a piece of thick whisper white. It's 3/4 of an inch wide and about 6 inches long. And I'm going to score it at 3/4 of an inch, 1.25 inches, 2 inches, 1/2 inch, and 3 inches on that side. And then I'm going to spin it round, and on this side I'm going to score it at 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 1.5 inches, 2 inches, and 2.5 inches. I'm going to take my snips and I'm going to cut this apart. So I'm going to go 3/4 of an inch, 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch, 1/2 inch, and 1/2 inch. And, excuse me, rattling. And I'm going to fold this up into this sort of shape, and I'm going to stick it closed there. And then this one, I'm going to just fold it up into a little block, and I've got an extra piece on the end that I don't need, so I'm just going to cut that away. And again, I'm going to fold it up, so I'm making a kind of making a sort of a hollow cuboid there. All right, so I'm going to make another one of these and another one of these, so I have 2 big ones and 2 small ones all together. To decorate the inside of the card and to make the pop-up happen, I've taken 2 pieces of Whisper White. They were both 3 3/4 of an inch that way. This one I cut to about 4.5 inches. As you can see, I've split it in half with the with that die from the in the woods. This piece, and I've already started working on this one. This one was a 3 3/4 of an inch square. And I've scored it at 1/2 inch on both pieces. When I cut this one about 2/3 to 1/3. I wanted one piece smaller than the other, and scored and folded it, as I've said, at 1/2 inch, and I've put my tear and tape on ready. And as you can see, I've put the pop-ups on this piece, and I'm going to finish off this one by adding in the pop-up. So what I've done is, with my little pop-up boxes, I've put tape on 3 sides, and I've left the top side untaped, and I'm just going to remove the tape from 2 of the sides, and they need to be 2 sides that are next to each other. Okay. And have I done the right 2 sides? Yes, I have. Moment of existential uncertainty there. And I'm just going to line this up, sticking it onto the back of this piece and to the bottom, so that I can fold it flat, just like that. Okay, you with me so far? Excellent. And I need dimensionals. Need me some dimensionals. So I'm going to take one of my flat pieces of Whisper White, and I'm going to stick it down about 1/2 inch, maybe a little more, from the seam, like that. And the other piece I'm going to pop up on some dimensionals, just a little bit. Just put the top back on the adhesive, because I might want to use that again sometime. Let me just take the back off the dimensionals. Come on, off you come. There we go. See, that one's stubborn. And I'm going to line this one up with the seam there with the fold there. Okay, so now I've got that sort of action going on, and now I'm going to bring in my spirited snowman, which I have coloured in with my blends, and I've got a wobbler here. Now these are not easy to get hold of in the UK, I have to tell you. I did get them through Amazon, but they had to be kind of brought in from overseas, so weren't an easy thing to get hold of. But what I will do, I've got a couple of do-it-yourself Springer tricks which I will put into a little video and I will share with you. Okay, I'm not going to do a whole posting going with it, because it doesn't really it's not really going to be long enough. It's going to be quite quick. So if you can't get hold of these, or you haven't still got some of the craft springs that we used to be able to get in your stash, then I will show you an alternative method of making this kind of spring element for your card. Okay, and he bounces around quite happily. There we go. And before we finish off, while we're still at the partly assembled stage, I'm going to put in a couple more of the flitted snowflakes. Just one or two, and I'm doing it now because it's always easier to do these things while your card is in a partly assembled state, rather than when you've done it all and then you decide, like I usually do, ooh, maybe I need something else just there. Don't know whether anybody else does that or whether it's just me, but do you know what? It is a habit of mine. Okay, so I've got some for down the bottom here, so I may as well do those as well at the same time. Have that one there. We've got the leftover bit from the front, so that's going to be used as well. You know, I went to a lot of trouble doing these snowflakes. I'm not going to waste them. What else have I got? Have I got any more left? I've got a nice big one there. I have another nice big one along here. I do love these snowfall dies. I'm so unhappy that they're not going to be around for very long, and I'm definitely going to be making the most of them because they are just beautiful. And I do like snowflakes anyway. Okay, top back on adhesive. So now we're going to finish up the pop-up mechanism, and I'm going to begin by adhering this piece, trying to keep my head out of the camera, onto the back. So that's by the seam. It's going to work like that, okay? And then line this piece up. Okay. So now I'm going to take the backing off my pops and fold that one over. And now I'm going to take the backing off these pop-ups. Close the card. And there we are. Here's the finished card. and I'm just going to show you where you've got all those layers of card on the inside, and that's why you need to make you need to make a little bit of room for it by having a spine on your card. And to be honest with you, it could probably even have done with it being slightly wider, but hey ho, it is what it is. We will live with that. And if I open it up, inside there is my cheerful little snowman jumping away over the sand dunes there. So that is it for today. Hope that you have enjoyed this video. I do thank you very, very much for staying with me to the very end. If you've enjoyed this video, please do click that like button, leave me a comment, subscribe to my channel, because it all helps me. But for now, that's it for today. Thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you again sometime soon. Bye bye.